Welcome, everyone, to the Inside Lane here on Sports 360 AZ, where we go inside the career, inside a little bit of the life of some of the greatest drivers that hail from the state of Arizona. I'm your host, Devon Henry, and we have quite a treat for you on this week's episode. We have the 2008 USAC National Focus Midget champion, the winner of Rookie of the Year honors in the USAC National Midgets, ARCA and K&N Pro East Series, and your pole sitter in last year's Daytona 500. A couple weeks ago, he was the driver of the Alex Bowman Racing Valvoline 55X Meyer Special, but soon he'll be piloting the Hendrick Motorsports number 88 Chevy Camaro from Tucson, Arizona. It's Alex Bowman. Alex, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you on. And I don't know how cold it was in Tulsa. I know it's pretty cold in Wyoming, I heard, but I don't know how you live in North Carolina as an Arizona person. I know it's not that cold, but I definitely couldn't do that. But how would a nice, balmy 75 degrees sound, the high right now in Tucson?
Yeah, that'd be better than the 40 degrees it is here in North Carolina. So it's been a cold winter. Tulsa wasn't too bad until the last couple days. Wyoming was very cold, but that was a really cool place to visit. But yeah, it's not warm back here. I'm a little jealous of Tucson, but that's okay. I'll pass on the 115 degree summers. So.
Yeah, the cold and the heat, not one thing to miss. But what we did miss for a while was you on dirt. It was great to see you back in action on the dirt tracks. Got to see you at the Chili Bowl Nationals, where you got your best career finish in the C main. It's, for those of you who don't know, 360 of the best drivers in the world try to battle midget race cars over the span of a week. Man, how was the process of bumping off a little bit of that rust? It's been a few years.
Yeah, I think I've driven a midget once in the last 6 years, so or twice now in the last 6 years. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it. You always want to run better, and we should have finished a little better. We kind of got cleaned out there in the C main by a scrub, but it's part of it. That's part of Chili Bowl. There's a lot of guys racing there, and anything goes, and kind of all bets are off, and just got drove in the fence, but. Really had a good time, really enjoyed it, and I think it's such a cool event. They just do such a good job at running it, and they make it a lot of fun for a lot of people. So that was fun, and we had CJ in the other car, and he ran really well. He ended up 8th in the A, so that was really cool. Can't wait to do it again next year.
And speaking of that, you own cars. You own 2 cars that you took to the Chili Bowl. You mentioned CJ Leary. You took him around this winter to a number of different places to get ready for this year's Chili Bowl. How is it not just driving a car, but you also own a couple of those cars, taking it around, I don't want to say the nation, but you took it around to quite a few different places. Why give back to the dirt community so much? Why go back to dirt? And also, I've just been so curious, how in the world did you get the okay from Rick Hendrick to go and race in the Chili Bowl Nationals this year?
Yeah, I think it's kind of selfish on my part as far as giving back to the dirt stuff. I just really enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it. So it's what I want to do, and I really enjoy working on the cars. And we build our own cars, build our own chassis, do our own bodies. Our cars are all kind of one-off. So really enjoy that side of it, and just trying to put together really nice race cars. And we got better all winter long, and by the end of the winter, we were kind of 8th out of all the best midgets in the country. So we're making progress, and we keep getting better. So that's pretty cool. And to have Valvoline support was awesome. I think that's a big reason on why I was allowed to run Chili Bowl. When you have a HMS partner that wants you to do it, it makes that a little easier. So appreciative that Mr. H and everybody at HMS okayed it, and had a lot of fun.
Like I said, it was great to see you back on dirt. Now, you have some extra racing roots now. You're currently dating the daughter of Arizona racing legend Billy Boat. That's Emily Boat. But not only are you a young, hotshot race car driver making it through the works, but also her brother, Chad Boat, is another one of those young hotshots. I got to see him when he was a very small teenager out at Manzanita Speedway. But what is it like being in that inner racing family kind of thing? And did you and Emily have to have a talk before the Chili Bowl going, because I think it was the first time that you had the ability to race Chad while you two have been dating. Did you go, if we're in the same race, gloves are off, sorry.
Yeah, that's it's been really cool. You know, I've known the boats since I was a kid, and they're such a great family. It's been cool to kind of get closer with them and get to know them more. It's funny, Chad, when he was running Manzanita, he was 5 years older than me, and now we're only a year apart. I don't know what happened, but he was allowed to drive a sprint car, and I wasn't. But
Strange how that worked.
Yeah, I always give him a hard time about that, how we've grown closer in age as years have gone by. But no, they're great people, and they've been super helpful with my midget program. Honestly, I couldn't do it without Chad and Billy's help at all. You know, they help a ton. So it's kind of funny. Tanner Berryhill, who dates Brooke Boat, he and I ran side by side our entire prelim features. So that was kind of ironic, but we try to help each other out. We pit together, and it's a good time. They're really good people.
And then Tanner, of course, also trying to work in NASCAR, just kind of like how you did. But we've talked a little bit about you. We talked a little about your girlfriend, Emily Boat. But I want to talk about the ones who run the Bowman household, that being Finn and Roscoe, your two dogs. Finn, he has the life, man. He's an air doggo flying around. He gets to take trips with you to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he was on the back of your Nationwide Chevy Camaro this past year with some support from Nationwide and some of what they're doing with animals. And I do have a little bit of a beef, though. What's up with Roscoe, man? Why isn't Roscoe going to Tulsa? Why isn't Roscoe on the cards, man? Is he just too old or something?
I think if you met Roscoe, you'd understand, and you'd be perfectly fine with him staying at home. He's friendly-ish to some people. He hates all other dogs. He's just Roscoe's a big personality, so he's not very calm. He's always real wound up, barking and whining, and he won't ever calm down. And he's just a handful away from the house, and that makes it hard to travel with him. We love him, and he's a very spoiled dog too, but he is an absolute handful. And the people that don't believe me about that always end up believing me. Emily tried to take him to the Boat's house one time, and it did not go over well at all. So she now believes me. So he's a great dog at home, but he just needs to stay home. But Finn's awesome. He's just super relaxed and calm and really easy to travel with, so that's been good. And having Nationwide on board with their Nationwide pet insurance program has been really cool to kind of get to have Finn on the car and both the dogs at some photo shoots. It's just been really neat. It's a really cool relationship with Nationwide, and really enjoy it.
And do those two usually get along?
Yeah, Finn and Roscoe love each other. That is not an issue. The issue is Roscoe and anybody new or any new dogs. It's more the dogs. Like in the driver-owner lot, there are quite a few dogs walking around and like on leashes or whatever all the time. And like I took Roscoe to Martinsville once, and he was just losing his mind the entire time we were there, just barking. And anybody knocks on the door of the bus, he'd go nuts. And like it's just kind of a handful. And when he's at home, he's really calm and really good, unless the male guy comes and tries to knock on the door. He doesn't like that.
Classic dog villain.
Yeah. Finn, literally, if you hear Finn bark, it's a pretty rare occurrence. So no, they're complete opposites, but they're both great dogs, and I just wish Roscoe would chill out a little bit sometimes.
We're talking with Hendrick Motorsports driver Alex Bowman here on the inside lane, native of Tucson, Arizona. Now let's hurry up, talk about the pavement a little bit, because there's a big race coming up. It's called the Daytona 500, give or take. Some people have heard of it. But my biggest question is, you were the one to take over Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 car, and that was a big deal when he retired. Who is taking over the seat that Dale Earnhardt Jr. had? And back when we unfortunately lost Dale Earnhardt, it was Kevin Harvick. And then for some reason, they named this no-name kid from a no-name state, from a no-name city, to go and hop into one of the most popular drivers' car ever in NASCAR. Whether you know and Rick and Dale have told you or just what you think, why Alex Bowman in the Nationwide 88?
That's a good question. I think there were a lot of reasons that went into it. Being able to fill in for Dale in 16 when he was hurt. I think some of those performances really are what it comes down to, leading 200 laps at Phoenix and should have won that race, and right up front at Charlotte and Michigan and a few other places, and had really strong runs throughout really some of the hardest races of the year. I think that's what it came down to. So, was able to start a great relationship with Nationwide, and had a little bit of a past relationship with them as well from when they were the series sponsor. But it was just a good fit, and I feel like I enjoyed working with the team and fit in well, and everything just worked. So I'm glad it all worked out. There are a lot of other options obviously available when a ride opens up at HMS. I feel like everybody is willing to make themselves available for it, but I'm glad it worked out.
Knocked out a pole in your first race in the 88 last year at the Daytona 500. Like you mentioned, almost won a couple years ago in the ISM Raceway Fall Race. You kind of like those two tracks, it might seem like. And, of course, in the first month, give or take, of the season, when it comes to this first part of the year, obviously I know you want to go out there, get a win this year. You made it to the round of 12 in the playoffs this year. But what's the outlook these first couple months, getting back in the 88 after having a full year with the team?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just figuring everything out, seeing where our cars are, and seeing how this new rules package treats us and how the races play out. We don't really know what to expect until we get going. So we'll kind of just have to wait and see. It's going to be really interesting, and everything is different. We've got more downforce and less horsepower than we've ever had. So it's going to be an interesting package, and I'm looking forward to just seeing where we stack up with it.
Now, real quick before I let you go, I want to do a segment I like to call Quick Time. It's rapid-fired questions. I want some rapid-fire answers from you, and some of them are factual, some of them are just your opinion, and we're going to have a little bit of fun right here. You ready, Alex?
Yep.
All right, let's set some quick time. Name the only Arizona-born driver to start or finish a Cup Series race at ISM Raceway in first.
Me?
Yes, that's you. Yeah. I didn't get you at all there. You had that one. I thought I might get a little bit of a pause from you. All right, so you have next year's Chili Bowl car apparently all ready to start building, I guess. Gosh, does Mickey Meyer ever stop building stuff? Do you need help? Are you okay? Do you need it? And I'm not talking about the car. I mean, like, stopping for a moment. But how much time have you spent in December and January, and this includes your iRacing time, preparing for the Chili Bowl in 2019 and 2020?
All of it. All of my time.
All right, what is the average age of the 4 Hendrick Motorsports drivers? That does include Grandpa Jimmy Johnson.
29.
Oh, that's close. Just over 28. And then if you take away Jimmy, it's just you, William, and Chase Elliott. That's only 23, with Chase at 23, William at 21, and you being 25 going on 26. You got a bunch of youngsters over there. Last question, even though with all that I just named off everyone's age, sorry to you guys, but out of the 4 Hendrick Motorsports drivers, who acts the youngest?
Me. Definitely me.
You're the second oldest, man.
Immature. Yeah, I'm the immature one. I'm awkward and say dumb stuff and get myself into trouble. So definitely me. I act the youngest.
Alex, I know you got stuff to do. I'll get you out of here. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here on the Inside Lane. Daytona 500, February 17th on Fox. And be sure to get your tickets at the new ISM Raceway, the Ticket Guardian 500, March 8th, 9th, and 10th. Great interactive infield over there, and can't wait to see you when you come back to Phoenix.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Absolute pleasure having Alex Bowman here on the Inside Lane on sports360az.com. I'm Devon Henry. We'll see you next time here. Be sure to check out sports360az.com for all of our content.